Good morning. It's a bright, sunny weekend here in Kalyan in Mumbai, and I'm taking you today on a little bit of a watering routine that I do every morning. And today is a weekend, so I'm going to do a lot more than watering. I'm also going to harvest some of these bright green leaves and make some breakfast. So hang on until the end of the video and you'll see what we're going to eat for breakfast this morning. This here is a darling tulsi plant. So I picked up a lot of these tulsi, and take a look at this curry leaf plants. So tulsi and curry leaf I got on the roadside, and in one single bag of curry leaf plants I think it did charge me around 70 or 80 rupees, and they had at least 4 or 5 curry leaf plants. So I put them all together because sometimes when you separate these plants, some of them can die. So I don't want to take that chance. More tulsi over here. I've become a tulsi fan, I mean, it's so good for digestion. Take a look at that one behind. That's rosemary. I picked that up in a nursery. One more tulsi plant. And tulsi loves a lot of water, so I'm watering it again and again, so the water again seeps into the trays. There's some extra water in the trays for the day when it gets really hot. It's getting crazy hot over here. I mean, it can touch up to 40 degrees in the afternoon, and for this kind of temperature to see these plants doing so well it feels so amazing. These plants here, you can see some of them are dry. Those are the old basin plants that have dried up. But good news is not all of them are dry. And take a look at this aloe vera. Suddenly coming back to life, it's becoming all green and beautiful again. This was rescued from the previous house where the tenant had just left it to die. So it's coming back, it's popping new babies also. And back to my basil plants, you can see a lot of them are dried. So I ordered some seeds again from All That Grows. Not very happy, they send such few seeds, this company All That Grows. So I think I'll order more from Ugao, because these plants are dying, the basil plants. I mean, just yesterday evening we harvested a lot of basil, so I mean the plants look a little bare today, but I think in about a month or so these old plants will sort of die down. So I need more saplings, so I need to grow more basil. Interesting thing with this pak choy, that this pak choy, which is actually a winter crop, is doing pretty decently here in the summer. That there next to it is a symphony. I mean, this one had a lot of disease, so I cut it down. It's shooting up again. This is once again a red cayenne pepper plant from All That Grows. It's growing pretty well. It needs some pruning. And again, another pot of lots of basil and a chili plant in the middle. The great thing about this basil is I haven't had to buy any basil since June last year. Not June, so I think I did buy basil in June. But I think since September, October, after these plants came up, I haven't bought any basil. That's an arugula I've been picking leaves from. The beetroot somehow is not taking this heat. I think one of these days I'm going to take out all the leaves and use them up, because I think it can't take so much heat. So that's the end of beetroot now. I think I'll grow some of them again in September, again for the leaves, not for the beetroot, for the beetroot leaves, because they're so delicious in sambar and in salads and all the other things. It's so rich in iron. So I'm watering this, but you can see that other pot, the pot next to the one I'm watering, that's a lemon plant. I've grown quite a few lemon plants from the seeds of lemons which I've been purchasing. So Big Basket has these organic lemons, and each time I get a really big juicy lemon, I save the seed and I let it dry a little bit, and then pop it into a pot, and there's another one here. You can see another lemon plant in the bottom. So I've been growing quite a few lemon plants to see what happens, because we are huge consumers of lemon. We love lemon. We use lemon in our chutneys, and we regularly drink herbal tea with lemon in it. Look at those saplings. Those are zucchini saplings, and I don't know how they're going to come up because there's a heat, so much heat. I'm not sure if they're going to survive. Let's see. One more tulsi plant, again from the street. It's picked up from the street. There's one right there. That's a pudina plant. And this pudina plant with the rosemary plant, I picked it up from a nursery. So I'm going to change its place because pudina likes a little bit of shade but also a good amount of sun. So I'm going to put it on the side. And again, put a plate under it so there's some water retained and it can feed itself if there's excess water there. It's been quite a busy schedule for me, so I haven't really had the time to spend to set up this garden. You can see I've been doing all kinds of experiments with whatever I have, whatever I could get from Amazon. I mean, some of these are Amazon boxes, of course, and I picked up some gunny bags from Amazon to grow plants inside these boxes. And this creeper you can see growing out of one of those boxes. Both these boxes, they are actually sweet potato creepers. So let's see what happens if we are going to get a harvest of sweet potato. This one has curry leaves in it. That's turmeric plant growing there with arugula. This again is my chili plant. And in some of these pots, what I did was to, plant some lobia in this pot. So I'm going to do a separate video on that because the regular French beans, I've not been lucky with the regular French beans. I love French beans in pulaus and in sabzis, but I haven't been very successful growing it. Look at this chili. This is actually one of the cayenne pepper chilies. It's turning all red here on the plant. And there are also regular chilies you can see from the other plant. So I think it's harvest time. In my omelette, I'm going to be adding these chilies today. And the thing about chilies is you need to harvest them on a regular basis so that the plant can produce more, and you also need to prune them. My chili plants really desperately need a pruning. These guys have gotten so long and leggy, I need to cut them down a little bit. And you can see one of the lobia plants is popping out of this pot. I think I'll do a separate video on the lobia plants once they start to produce. But what I've noticed with the lobia plants is that they produce similar bean-like long beans kind of thing. So I'm thinking of substituting the regular beans with the lobia beans if the lobia does well. I'll do an update on this at a later point. This is the other pudina plant. So you see I have one pot with curry leaves. There's another one here which is getting ready to be repotted. I need to water it really well to ensure that the roots don't get damaged when I'm repotting. One more rosemary plant. And I generally buy at least 2 plants of every variety because when you bring them to a new environment, very frequently these plants can struggle to survive. Some of them can even die. So I always buy multiple at least two plants of every variety, so if one of them dies, the other one is alive. I'm going to now pick a few of these kale leaves. I mean, very little kale to pick, but hey, I'm going to get something out of this kale plant, because today I want to make a really nice and green omelette. So even if it is 2 leaves, I'm very happy with this harvest. And now I'm going to go for that fresh and yummy looking pak choy. I love Spanish omelettes because they have a lot of vegetables in it. I'm very much a vegetable person. I love as much vegetable in my meals as possible. I don't know why it makes me feel really good. It just feels like I've eaten properly when I've eaten a good number of vegetables. So this pak choy is going to add a lot more depth to my Spanish omelette. Earlier, when people used to say you add spinach or leaves to your omelette, I used to kind of scoff at it. I mean, in India, we normally think that the only thing that you'd add in an omelette is pyaz and onions and chilies and a little bit of garlic maybe. But I have begun to enjoy the taste of a Spanish omelette with a lot of veggies, including some spinach. So I'm going to take also this palak, which I'm growing. But first, let me get the leaves from this pak choy plant. It's an older pak choy plant, and you can see it's quite mature. Some of the leaves are a little dry, so I'm just going to pick them and put them in another pot where they can decompose and become fertilizer for another plant. And I'm also going to take those yummy chilies and add them in my omelette. This is going to be a really, really good omelette. Most often we make millet dosas at home. I mean, there's always millet dosa batter at home, and so we don't have to worry about breakfast. There's always dosa batter in the fridge. But today we don't have any more dosa batter. I didn't really have the time to prepare one. The last couple of weeks have been so hectic. Arjun and me have been in survival mode, just getting by, doing the basics, getting something to eat. So today morning, a bright Sunday, summery morning, it feels so good to be able to go out to the balcony, pick leaves, do something more than just watering, because most days I've just been coming here, watering the plants hurriedly and going back inside. So I'm going to take a little bit of time to really enjoy this garden today. It's amazing how good it feels, however small your harvest is. I mean, you don't have to have a big patch of land with a lot of veggies growing to find the joy in harvesting what you have grown. This balcony gives me so much happiness. I mean, as much happiness as the garden I had earlier in Sonipat, where I was harvesting a lot of vegetables. And it's important to take a moment and enjoy whatever it is you have grown. Eat it, taste it, take the pleasure in enjoying the freshness of it. Here, this greens in my omelette, my God, it's made my day. I'm so happy to have had you with me today. Hope you have a blessed weekend too. Enjoy.